Here in South Africa, we have a fair share of our fraud cases and scams that have really shaken the entire planet. Two South African brothers who run a cryptocurrency platform, Africrypt, vanished in what is believed to be the biggest ever cryptocurrency heist. The Cajee brothers are said to have vanished with 51 billion rands in Bitcoin. Our country never ceases to amaze me. From Steinhoff to Eskom to SASSA grant funds, everything just happens to mysteriously disappear without any real trace. By now you should all know that trading highly volatile instruments isn't for 99% of people in this world. The statistics involved with the success rate in industries such as the stock exchange, foreign exchange and cryptocurrencies requires someone with a very tough skin, someone who isn't governed by emotions nor the love of money at the beginning, or someone with a large excess of funds, basically cheese boys and cheese girls, or should I say trust fund babies. In desperation, you are seeing young kids dropping out of school, grown-ups using pension funds to delve into exchange derivatives without knowing the honest truth about these things. You see the flashy cars, you see the people on social media who seem to all be successful at trading despite brokerage firm statistics and prop firm statistics disputing most of their claims. So you jump in because they told you come one, come all, come and get your financial freedom. But the truth of this matter is, despite what they all say, only 1 in over 100 people will consistently see profit in these volatile economic conditions, and in most cases less than 1 in 100 people. But that's a story for another day. Today the focus is Bitcoin and the Cajee brothers. The first trip we need to take on this journey of understanding is let's try to understand Bitcoin and the risk involved with Bitcoin trading and also the benefits involved with cryptocurrencies as a whole. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Basically, that's a virtual currency designed to act as money and a form of payment outside the control of any one person, group or entity, thus removing the need for third-party involvement in financial transactions. It is rewarded to blockchain miners for the work done to verify transactions and can be purchased on several exchanges. Bitcoin was introduced to the public in 2009 by an anonymous group of developers using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. It has since become the most well-known cryptocurrency in the world. Its popularity has inspired development of many other cryptocurrencies. These competitors either attempt to replace it as a payment system or are used as utility or security tokens in other blockchains and emerging financial technologies. So the question that came to my mind was, why was this Bitcoin or this cryptocurrency created? Bitcoin was created as a way for people to send money over the internet. The digital currency was intended to provide an alternative payment system that would operate free of central control or otherwise be used just like traditional currencies. From my little understanding, Bitcoin was created because of the popular view of fiat money being used to create debt and having us trapped in endless cycles of debt, and to have us under the control of superior governments and regimes such as the Federal Reserve Bank of America. For those who don't know, this is the bank that controls the US dollar. So basically the US dollar is an overlord or an entity that towers above the currency and dictates its flows and movements. Do you ever wonder why the United States has so much power in the global economy and why being sanctioned by the US government is so lethal to a nation? This is because the most traded currency in the world is the US dollar with a daily volume of 88%. That's the trading power that the US dollar has, thus giving the US Federal Reserve and the US government so much power. This is exactly the influence and power that the BRICS nations are trying to combat and create balance. Bitcoin was created with the mission of having a currency or global payment system that has no single overlord who can dictate its flows and randomly manipulate it. I don't really know if they can truly fulfill this purpose without the help of the current overlords of the global monetary system. Basically what I'm saying is Bitcoin won't find it easy to truly get a big share of the pie without having help from these fiat money overlords and titans. Bitcoin itself has a lot of flaws, and of course I keep hearing about other cryptocurrencies looking to fix these issues, but my focus on this one is the main one, Bitcoin, the biggest of them all. According to a study by Cornell University, Bitcoin isn't as anonymous as people think it is, and mining Bitcoin is bad for the environment. It doesn't work well as a currency too. Bear in mind, I'm not an anti-Bitcoin person because honestly, these things don't affect my life in a personal standpoint. I'll succeed in whatever environment you put me in. So I'm here trying to understand exactly what is Bitcoin and what is it trying to achieve. A man called Prasad, who was formerly head of the International Monetary Fund's China division, says other cryptocurrencies have come up with the solutions to address some of Bitcoin's flaws. Okay, so look, let me try going a little bit slower. Now that we know roughly what Bitcoin is and what its mission actually is, let's try to understand these flaws and how Bitcoin is actually created. Just like how the gold standard and our gold resources rely on gold mining, Bitcoin also relies on Bitcoin mining to create this decentralized system. Bitcoin mining refers to the energy-intensive process required to produce new coins and ensure the payment network is secure and verified. The electricity used when transactions are validated on the Bitcoin blockchain as well as the mining process is certainly not good for the environment. That is one thing we are 100% sure of. Another flaw that makes Bitcoin too volatile and risky for investors in most seasons is because of how sensitive it is when it comes to any news coming from influential figures or companies in the business and financial sector. There are many traces of Bitcoin price taking huge hits or Bitcoin prices really being pummeled to the ground, either because of banks snubbing them or highly influential people taking shots at Bitcoin. For example, when Elon Musk said Tesla would stop accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment because of environmental concerns, his statement caused the price of Bitcoin to drop 5% in a matter of minutes. That is massive volatility, and you can easily lose thousands in a matter of minutes. Just as you can make thousands in the long run as well, but you need to be aware of the risk involved before investing your money. When dealing with such risky and high volatile assets or currencies, you need to be patient and wait for seasons when the volatility slows down massively, like when Bitcoin was on its massive rise. That's an example of healthy market conditions to invest your money. Don't just blindly jump in because someone told you, oh, Bitcoin is the future. It may be the future, but it's definitely going to blow your account before going into that future. So now that you have somewhat of an understanding of what Bitcoin is, let's talk about this forgotten heist by these two brothers. The scary part is the fact that these guys were 21 years old and 18 years old when these events took place. How do you put your finances in the hands of teenagers to begin with? We haven't even talked about them being regulated to give financial advice and the fact that Bitcoin wasn't even recognized by the FSCA and was actually deemed as being too risky for them to consider as an asset worth investing in. The FSCA is basically the regulatory body of the financial sector here in South Africa. For those who are new to this channel, even big entities like Absa and FNB had to be licensed by the FSCA to become financial service providers. Anyway, let's get into the minds of these crooks who pulled off the biggest digital heist of all time. Yes, it's rumored to be a worldwide, global heist, not just here in South Africa. As the Cajee brothers tell it, they launched their cryptocurrency empire from their bedroom before they had even left high school. Apparently, Africrypt's founder and CEO Cajee first learned of Bitcoin in 2009 while watching news with his father, and ever since then he's been hooked. That's what their company says at least. Yes, they claimed a 9-year-old was fluent in the financial sector, which is pure insanity. This is why people need financial advisors before making decisions to invest in such things. He apparently began mining Ethereum while still in school. He founded his first cryptocurrency business at the age of 13 in a tiny room in a small house in Robertsham, south of Johannesburg. At the age of 18 or 19, Rai's lifelong fascination with the blockchain technology apparently led to him developing revolutionary artificial intelligence trading technology that generated consistent monthly returns. Not this man creating a childhood story painting himself as the real-life Iron Man, or should I say Tony Stark. So, rather than simply use this revolutionary technology to generate untold wealth for himself and his family, what did he do? Well, Rahi co-founded Africrypt cryptocurrency investments with his brother out of the goodness of his heart, obviously, and for the fact that he loves you all as the people. These scammers all use the same story. Look at your favorite forex guru. He makes 1 million rands every week, but he loves you so much that he wants to help you escape poverty. But first you have to pay 10,000 rand for the forex robot he created that has apparently 90% win rate. All cliche things in my eyes, but some of you will actually buy into these things and you wonder why these people make 8 million rands from a forex robot. Another big red flag with Africrypt is the fact that Africrypt offered astonishing returns for its clients, and these clients were used to recruit more clients. You know how these schemes work and how they are scaled up by delivering in the beginning to boost the word of mouth and create buzz. Look at the whole NFT debacle in Triple M years ago. Triple M was also a very fascinating case as well, and we should look into that one in the future. An investment presentation from around September 2020 showed that Africrypt achieved returns as high as 13% per month for its clients on its aggressive plan and never ended a month in a loss. Africrypt earned the two owners enough money to live largely, reportedly driving around in a Lamborghini Huracan and staying in a luxurious Houghton hotel. One of the investors who spoke to my broadband said Cajee was incredibly convincing. His exact words were, "For a 21-year-old, you could not fault him. He was articulate, he was professional, he was legal and very precise." According to the investor, there were people who had been in business for 30 years who heard Kajee's presentation and came away impressed, saying they can't believe that he was only 21 years old. It was only after hearing these endorsements that the investor said he decided to trust Africrypt with his savings. The story flew under the media radar until June, when reports began surfacing that the brothers had gone missing along with $3.6 billion. At the time, that was around 54 billion rands in cryptocurrency assets. However, several investigations rubbish these claims, with the true amount being placed at around 200 million rands to 1 billion rands. Jared Botha, the attorney representing a group of angry investors, previously told my broadband that there were claims totaling 115 million rands against Africrypt. If the promised returns on the investments are factored in, the claims come to around 140 million rands. Botha previously told my broadband that there were still some outstanding claims and that the total could reasonably climb to 350 million rand but would not exceed 500 million rands. Cajee later told Wall Street Journal that less than 75 million rands was stolen when the platform was hacked. He also claimed that even at the height of the cryptocurrency market, Africrypt was managing just over $200 million or 3 billion rands at the time. In the letter sent to investors following the alleged hacking, Cajee discouraged investors from taking the legal route, saying that it would delay their process of getting back the money. However, a group of clients quickly instituted liquidation proceedings against Africrypt on the 19th of April 2021. The brothers vanished immediately after that, which is quite dodgy, honestly. The Kajees have repeatedly denied the allegations that they stole clients' money and insisted that they were victims of a cyber attack. Economist Dawie Root has also told my broadband that he was immeasurably impressed by the Kajees. Root told my broadband of his meeting with Cajee after an investor alleged in court papers that the brothers had claimed Africrypt was managing 50% of Root's portfolio. He said he had never put any money into Africrypt despite Kajee's convincing charisma. Court documents filed by the Kajee's legal representatives suggest that the brothers became mortally afraid of a man called Mayor who was linked to some mob boss, and so they chose to flee the country, which is honestly a boatload of crap. Documents uncovered by The Guardian showed that the Kajees had already looked into obtaining passports from the Pacific island of Vanuatu months before Africrypt's shutdown. And I'm about to plug all you guys, because Vanuatu citizenship is very valuable in a lot of nations. You can easily do a lot of nations like in the UK, Italy, and a few other countries as well. Don't you guys go around saying I didn't plug you guys. So, what do I mean by plug you guys? Basically, Vanuatu offers a citizenship by investment program that is relatively cheap at around $130,000. Of course, it's not cheap when you convert it to rands, because it was around 1.95 million rands at the time. So it is quite expensive this side, but it's actually affordable. It takes just over a month and doesn't require applicants to visit the country. It was also reported that in May, Rai set up a UK-based shell company called Clandestine Limited with his nationality listed as citizen of Vanuatu on the company documents. Why? Because that's another one of the perks of having a Vanuatu citizenship. He could pull that off and open a company in the UK just like that. He has a shell company, he can hide his funds. He had court documents stamped by a commissioner stationed at the South African High Commission in Dar es Salaam. In the affidavit, Cajee stated that they had received numerous death threats. He stated that even his father was kidnapped. According to Cajee, they were hiding in Dubai in May when his father visited a government office and was waved down by Pakistani nationals as he was about to get into the car. He said that his father thought that people were waving to him because they knew one another. However, when he approached them, they extorted him with threats to his family in Dubai and his extended family in South Africa. Cajee said that his father was held for a better part of 12 hours and did as the attackers told him out of fear. He said that the matter was reported to the Dubai police, but when my broadband contacted the Dubai police, they did not receive confirmation of the case number Cajee provided at the time of the publication. These were the Cajee brothers' reasons for hiding in Dubai in the disguise of safety, similar to what basically Shepard Bushiri also did when he was asked why he fled South Africa. It's always the same story. Fin24 reached out to Hannacom attorneys for further details. No response had been received by the deadline. The disappearance of somewhat 69,000 bitcoins, which were worth more than $4 billion at their peak in April a few years ago, reportedly represents the biggest ever dollar loss in a cryptocurrency scam. An investigation by a law firm suggests that Africrypt's funds were taken from his local account, as Bloomberg reported. The FSCA couldn't do much at that point in time because cryptocurrency assets were not regulated according to the financial services laws in South Africa. Cryptocurrencies were not legally regarded as financial products, but they were looking to regulate the trading of cryptocurrencies. Around about now, but you guys just look up if these things have been regulated yet. The FSCA warned that there was high risk associated with investing in cryptocurrency assets and that there was a large number of scams by people claiming to be legitimate intermediary. Unrealistically high returns are also a red flag, the FSCA added, urging the public to seek advice from properly licensed financial service providers. The dangerous thing about scammers is their ability to tell lies that are so convincing that it's really hard to doubt them or anything they say. Just 5 months before Cajee wrote to investors to inform them that their cryptocurrency firm had been hacked by Ukrainians, his holding company bought a Lamborghini Huracan cash. The Lamborghini was ramped up with the purchase of a 60,000 rand exhaust and a 300,000 rand spoiler. Yes, 300k on a spoiler. This occurred while Rai and his 18-year-old brother Amir still resided in a plush Zimbali estate north of Durban. If you don't know Zimbali, then go and listen to what Aries says about Zimbali. They spent 200,000 rand on watches, 20,000 rand on a suit. They were just ruthless. There was allegedly 2 level arch files of evidence for a criminal case against them.